everyone, and welcome to this video, Some Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield, and today I think I would like to talk a wee bit about the latest offering from the No Thanks campaign in terms of their latest video advert. Now, the reason I'd like to talk about it is because it is really not becoming of a campaign that's looking for gravitas. Okay, let me explain. This advert from the No Thanks group, which I think is a facet of Better Together, who are obviously wanting, who are obviously affiliated with the idea that Scotland stay part of the Union. What they've done is to make an advert that depicts a woman, or I guess you could more accurately say a housewife, in her kitchen saying how she doesn't have any time to think about politics. Now, she goes on to tell us that, she talks about how she's got no time to do anything, she's only got like 2 minutes piece. She then goes on to start talking about how her husband will not leave off, as it were, about the referendum. And then she talks about how, she realises how important it is that, she makes a decision to vote in the referendum. Which, again, it's true. But she then starts going on about, but while she's doing that, she says that when her husband was asking her only this morning, she was just like, oh, eat your cereal, I've no time for this. And then, and then he goes on and asks the kids, and they are like, well, and then she said, well, no use getting the kids into politics. They never got the heat out their phones. And then she talks about, her own thoughts, and asking questions like, can we keep the pound? That guy off the telly says we can. And I think basically what it does is it kind of shows this woman as some sort of clueless person. But to me, it's playing to stereotypes from, I think, the 1950s. What they've done is they've depicted a stereotypical stay-at-home mum whose only concern is for keeping house. And that the idea of politics or anything like that to her just seems like, oh, I have no idea. In fact, she even says, she actually says something to the effect of, she's really got no idea. And that she doesn't have enough time in the day to give it any thought, to look it up. And all these answers, all these unanswered questions. Well, there's really not any unanswered questions. They are there if you look. It shows that this woman has obviously been spoon-fed by the mainstream media, who seem hell-bent on saying, oh, Scotland have no clue what we're doing, for example, like the pound, In the latest debate between Alistair Darling and Alex Salmond, Alex Salmond actually did give 3 plans for if we can't keep the pound. Number 1, 3 plans. Number 1, enter a currency union. Number 2, start our own currency. Number 3, join the euro. There are all sorts that we can do. And this woman relegated it to that guy off the telly says we can. Talking of that guy off the telly, Alistair Darling even admitted that we could keep the pound. Now, while I am biased, I make no bones about it. You've all seen my video. Vote. I'm going to vote yes. I even have stickers on some of my computers to that effect. yeah, I am going to vote yes. But I think this advert isn't necessarily, well, to me, obviously, yeah, anything that convinces people to vote no, I'm not too keen on. But from a purely democratic point of view, if you want people to actually, engage properly in your campaign, there are so many different ways they could have done it. I mean, okay, and I've been meaning to say this, for those of you who saw that video of me kind of parodying this advert, while I was sitting outside a seafront cafe, I really, really hope I didn't offend any of you. If I did, I am very sorry. It was never meant to be offensive. I really am sorry if I have offended. But back to this other advert. They could have put a woman in any situation. It could have been a woman. It could have been a woman high up in a business going, "Oh, if I vote yes, will my business still be able to trade with Scotland? Will I still have my job? Will we have our trade lines cut?" It could have been a woman construction worker saying, are these building developments still going to be able to take place? Will we have enough money to continue them? It could have been a woman doctor, a woman consultant, or anything in the in an NHS hospital going, are we still going to get to keep our NHS? Well, now we know. Well, okay, we know that they're privatising it down in England, but I'm just thinking, examples of what it could have been. It didn't have to be a stereotypical housewife. I'm sorry. Why? I mean, now one or two things could have happened here. Either Better Together are doing the usual subject of giving us a sack of lies, thinking that all women are stay-at-home mums that, basically don't know anything outside the domestic situation. Or they are telling the truth and society has become once again like that. In which case, I'm really, really worried. What did the suffragettes die for? They died to give women, they died fighting for the rights that women enjoy to this day. The right to vote. And there's been lots of feminists and what have you on the cause ever since, trying to break through the glass ceiling. So that, and I'm really sorry if I say the wrong thing here. But seriously, in a modern Britain, there is really, I mean, okay, yes, there still are stay-at-home mums, and that's absolutely fine, as long as it is their choice. But to actually depict a woman as just being some unintelligent person, that is abhorrent, really. Seriously, what is it? What is this? The 50s? Is this some kind of washing detergent commercial where, the housewife's at the sink going, "Oh yes, I can get whiter whites with this detergent"? What is this? Seriously. And you know what? Why couldn't they have had a guy as the house person, as a house husband? There's all sorts that they could have done. Now tonight I was tweeted another video by a YouTuber called Vonnie_Bravo. She's Vonnie_Bravo on YouTube and on Twitter. And it's kind of clear which way she's intending to vote, I believe. I believe that, I picked up from her video that while she's intending to vote yes, she's actually calling on women as people, not as stereotypes, to get informed. She talks about how she's a mother, but that she talks about politics with the kids. She has researched it because politics affects everyday life. It affects what we do. And she and then she goes on to actually say that, after she's got the kids to school at 9 o'clock, she doesn't cease to exist as a person, and that is completely true. You know, everyone is a person, despite the presence or absence or thereof of a Y chromosome, despite what skin colour they are, despite who they would like to have as a partner, or even if they would like anyone at all as a partner, despite where they come from, what language they speak, what religion they follow, if any at all. Everyone is a person. And this woman, Vonnie Bravo, she's got it nailed completely on the head, you know? She acknowledges that some women, have to, have got domestic things that they do, or they have to do, or whatever. But she also acknowledges that, outside that setting, they're still people. You are all still people. Everyone is a person. And I'd just like to say, well done. And I really hope this has not come over as offensive, with what have you. I really, really do hope it's not come over as offensive or whatever. I mean, I'm probably the last person to be saying this, as I am. Well, I hate to say it, but I'm a white male. But does that mean that I get my say? No. No, it doesn't. I had absolutely no control over being born as a white male. So that should not give me any special privileges. And obviously I've got disabilities, so that kind of cancels out the white male thing, but still. It's... And I think, personally, this is what an independent Scotland is wanting to do, is wanting to get rid of a load of these stereotypes. And, if Better Together seek to put out adverts, depicting all women as clueless housewives, then when quite clearly they are not, then it actually speaks volumes. And it actually confirms what I've been believing for a long time, that Great Britain is going way to the right. And I'm sorry, but 51% of people in Britain are women. Now, the last time I checked, that was a majority. So how come this minority of, well, let's be honest, white males feel that they can get away with doing that? I don't know. Anyway, that concludes this video. Again, I would like to say I really hope I've not offended anyone. That was never my intention. I would like, once again, to thank Vonnie Bravo for actually coming up with a rebuttal for the patronising Better Together video. And actually favouriting one of my tweets pointing towards that, actually. I really appreciate that. And if you liked what I've done in this video, if you like what you see in my videos, please feel free to subscribe, both to my YouTube channel and to like us on Facebook. The URLs will shortly follow, but until then, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you'll join me for my next one.